Queen PR, Krista B, those wrestling girls, TWG, Black Excellence, making it effortless, podcast bringing up women in wrestling. Let's go.
Hey.
Hey.
How are you?
I am better now. Vegas tried to take us out, but we here.
It seems like Vegas is still fighting. But welcome everybody to another episode of Those Wrestling Girls. It is your favorite girls. It's your girl, Krista B.
And Queen PR.
And as we mentioned before, Vegas really tried to take us out. Like, we came home and got sick. I have never experienced the flu ever in life. I've always had a cold. If I'm sick and, if there's vomiting involved, there's something else. I've never experienced the flu before. And I feel like at my big old age of 35, this flu is really trying to take me out of this world. You feel it in every part of your body.
Yeah. I'm just glad it's not COVID.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people that travel for Mania got COVID or thought they got COVID. So I'm just glad that that's not the case. But we did have a great time.
We had fun. It was definitely a different experience.
Yes.
Than what we're
very
used to.
much a different experience for our fourth Mania that we've traveled to so far. This was definitely the most unique.
Mm-hmm.
But I think more good ways
than
not. I think a highlight just off the top of my head was we got to connect with 2 out of 3 of the ladies of Tea and Tussle.
Yeah.
The first Black girls in wrestling in the UK and their podcast. And randomly, so we always wanted to link with them.
Mm-hmm.
If you've been a listener of the pod, we have an episode with them and their old name, Wrestling is Too Much Fun, after connecting with Rest Things, which is another Black wrestling podcast based in the UK. And it was always like, oh my God, when you guys are in the States, we got to link up and, all that. And then we
did it.
linked up in Vegas, which was great because Vegas is one of those like random ass cities. Brian and I were walking on the strip the first night and randomly ran into them. We were like, oh, okay, Natalie and AJ. We was like, oh shit, oh my God. Started the WhatsApp group chat and then it was a wrap after that.
Yeah, they were so much fun to hang out with. Now it's like they came to our side and I got to go across the pond.
Yeah.
We got to go over there, which we will make happen because
I love their studio.
I need to visit all the spots Harry Potter was at.
Yes. And also all the spots they were like, yeah, you gotta try this, try this spot. So we ended up going live with them right after SmackDown that Friday, and then we went to Remix Rumble together, which is another unique event this year. Mark Henry is a phenomenal DJ, and he's been throwing these events with someone else who started doing them, and they partnered up and they've been doing them for a little hot second now. I would see little clips here and there, and I didn't know that this was like an ongoing event. And then we had the pleasure of being invited to the one in Vegas, and Remix Rumble is lit.
It's a lit situation.
I did not expect for Remix Rumble to hit the way that it hit. They did such a good job of mixing wrestling themes with like hip hop songs.
Mm-hmm.
Like we were like partying in there, like
we were
legit. Like on wrestling theme, like it was a whole vibe. I gotta say that was one of my favorite like wrestling events for sure.
That's a fact. I was very surprised. I'm just like, all right. First of all, the club was cold. I'm just like, all right, let's just see if we can warm up because y'all know me. I hate being cold. I feel like Vegas was cold the entire time except for like 2 days.
2 days was nice.
2 days was nice. Although I wish the whole week was nice.
I brought like 6 bathing suits. I was like, yeah,
You did.
I
You
won't tell
thought
her
you
at
were
a
about to be pool
pool.
mommy.
And da 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 da. Definitely not. We did get a little bit of pool time on the last day, thankfully, which was nice because the pool was absolutely beautiful. And I literally was talking to a couple there, and they were like, I had I think a rock shirt on it, a wrestling shirt on it. She was like, "Oh my god, how was it?" And I was like, "I don't want to talk about wrestling. I just want like just 10 minutes in the pool. That's it. That's it, ma'am. Just 10 minutes." And it was
Oh, okay.
nice.
Well, yeah, you enjoyed pool time. I was actually working the entire time I was there too. So, and it was okay for me not to be in a pool. It was okay for me not to be in a pool this time. I was just like,
Yeah, the weather
just
definitely like snuck up on us for sure. But yeah, the party was a vibe. Remix Rumble was definitely a vibe.
Remix from was a vibe. We were able to cover Wale Mania in a different light this year.
The final one.
The final Wale Mania, and it was really interesting given how we're used to covering, like how we're used to being at Wale Mania. I feel like the final one honestly was in Philly compared to what it was this year. If you know what I mean, like the chaos, the crowd,
Yeah.
the crowded, like every like Philly was the final one if it compared
Of
to
how we know it to
of
be.
how we know it. Absolutely. But it was still a vibe. It was still cool. We actually got an interview with Wale, which is up now on our YouTube. Excuse me. Wale is definitely such a dope person, dope artist. Like it felt like me and him been friends for years. Like
He
he's
was
just
nice.
super, super nice.
He was really nice to talk to. And he's
Definitely a good
usually
part of.
not one to be out. Like he attends all of them and we see him like backstage, but he's not always like the most friendly to like do interviews and stuff like that. But he was really nice to talk to us.
Yes, that's because I heard that he's shy.
That makes
And he's
sense.
very introverted. So I feel like people take that and be like, "Oh, he's an asshole. He's this. He's that." No, maybe he's just his introvert. His introverted side is just kicking, and he's maybe just not in the mood to speak. So, but he was really cool. Shout out to Cash. Shout out to Randy Cruz, who was taking out pictures.
Yeah. Oh, Randy.
Met him
He
for the
was
first time there. Yeah, so Wale Mania was cool. We, like you said, we went live after SmackDown, and that was a fun and unexpected episode that we did. And then during the live, or right before the live, it was announced that Cardi B will be hosting both nights of SummerSlam.
Yes, I was so hoping that was going to be the case. I was like, just announce it, WWE already. So that was fun news to find out during Mania weekend for sure.
For sure, because everything else, it just didn't make sense. Like I was seeing rumors about Casa not hosting. I'm just like,
nah, it
no.
had to be. It
I'm
had
like,
to
there's
be
no way they're
Cardi,
not gonna have
especially
Cardi B
after announcing it.
Right, like not host after she did that commercial with Bianca Belair.
Sure.
That SmackDown was a good one too, right before leading into WrestleMania. So this year we did WrestleMania a little bit different.
Yeah. Wait, can I just touch on Wale Mania because I didn't get a chance to?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
About Wale Mania 10. So it was definitely different. But I liked how it was different. I just wish more wrestlers were there because that's definitely something we always look forward to is like running into like everybody, it seems like. And this year was definitely a little bit more.
It was more mellow.
I know WrestleMania After Dark was having their events too, and there was so much going on in Vegas, wrestling wise. So I think maybe Wale Mania had a little bit more competition than it usually does, especially because a lot of the wrestlers weren't going to be there. But I did like that group that danced to all of the wrestling themes. That was dope.
Oh yeah, and they brought out Jey Uso.
That was really dope. Naomi's promo. Masked Man did a live show. Shout out to the Ringer Wrestling because obviously they was pumping out content all weekend, but they let me sit in on their interviews to get extra social content. And those were honestly some of my favorite interviews. Like Charlotte Flair was really I don't know, very reflective. Like I never seen her that way before. Kaiser, really, really, really nice. Jay Cargill's always a good time. Lyra was a good interview as well. Dom Mysterio was cool. One thing about Kaiser that I'll just mention really quick that I appreciate about him is when he walked in, he made sure to shake everyone's hand that was in the room. And a lot of wrestlers don't do that. Like they enter rooms and they're just like, okay, who do I got to interview? Like, who do I need to know? Okay, and we sit down and leave. But that was like a very like old school, like just pure manners. Just like I'm gonna, greet everybody that was here. And I was like, I really appreciate that, and I'm gonna remember that. And it like I was like, wow, you just made me a fan because he seems like he could be an asshole based on his character, but he's
when
actually
your face is stuck in one position,
that's what he said. He said because he has resting bitch face, everybody think he's mean, but he's actually really nice. And he was really nice. And so that was really fun just to kind of kick it off. Working, but like in a very like mellow way, kind of knocking it all out early because I was like on a Wednesday, I think, and usually we do media on Fridays. So it was cool to be like, okay, well, I seen all the wrestlers, I contributed a little something, and now
you get to sleep in on a Friday.
Exactly, and the real weekend can begin, and I don't know if you agree with this because I was talking to Brian about it, but WrestleMania week is always like split in two. It's always the days leading up to Mania is like the first half, and then the second half is like that Saturday, Sunday, and then in this case Monday. So the first half was cool, very different, and then Mania weekend definitely was different.
So this was the first Mania that we didn't spend together.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we went on the days that we really wanted to go, like for the main events that we really wanted to see. And the last time we recorded, I know you was really like, you're really excited to see Cody and Cena, and I was just like,
The triple threat was the one I was most excited for.
Which triple threat was two?
It was Punk.
Yeah,
Punk, Reigns, and
Rollins.
Like I really wanted to see that one because it was actually a lot of more matches that I was looking forward to than not this year. It felt like.
Yeah, I went on Saturday with the first main event, the triple threat, and I called it. I literally, me and Minorca, shout out to Minorca and Jordan. Me and Minorca's getting food, and she was like, I think CM Punk gonna win. I said, no, girl, verbatim. I said, Seth Rollins is going to win, and Paul Heyman is going to walk out with Seth Rollins. He's going to turn on both of them, walk out. At this point, book me. Book me, because exactly what I said, but I also felt like it was kind of predictable too. Like everybody knew.
Definitely was predictable.
Excuse me.
I'm glad it came true too, because I was, as much as I wanted Punk to win, like him having a main event, he won. Like he didn't need to win. But right. I loved everything that came after that. That shit was everything.
Everything that came after that on that Monday Night Raw. Although I missed that part because I had to go catch my flight, but I was watching in the Uber. But yeah, so I was very excited about that. Jacob Fatu won. That's the only match that I missed because I was getting food. Jacob Fatu won. He's the United States champion. We had the triple threat like we mentioned. Tiffany and Charlotte match, they put on a banger. Like I didn't know that Tiffany walked out of there with a chipped tooth.
That was good.
That was a really, really good match.
I loved her entrance too. That was
as the Barbie. I'm like, oh, that makes so much sense.
That was dope.
So much sense. It was a really, really good time and a really, really good vibe. Who was the opening match for night one? Oh, of course. Main event Jey Uso and Gunther. I mean, I don't understand how. And it's not even the fact that his name is main event Jey Uso. He won the Royal Rumble, so automatically he's supposed to main event WrestleMania. That's just the automatic.
Not like I think the other, like the main events were just too big of matches to not.
I don't think Cody and John was that big. I honestly don't.
On paper, it is. The match itself, might not have reached their expectations. But on paper, it's John Cena's last WrestleMania. It's a world championship match, and it's Cody Rhodes. So it's like, is that really not gonna main event?
Still not
Let's
that big
be
to me.
real.
I promise you, it wasn't. It didn't feel big. Seeing it on paper, it was just like, oh, okay.
So that should have been what?
That for me, that could have been an opener. Honestly, the way that it was, and then to have Travis Scott, like, don't get me started on that damn match and that lead up to that, please. But I don't feel like it was a big enough match. Like, yeah, it's John Cena's last match. I respect that. It's his last WrestleMania. It's Cody Rhodes, third time main event in WrestleMania in a row, or maybe fourth time. No,
I think
third, because when he came back first, he wrestled Rollins. They didn't main event. Okay. But yeah, I still don't think it was that big of a magnitude. Like, I don't know. For me, it just wasn't there. My focus was really on Jey Uso and Gunther because of, especially that Monday Night Raw or that SmackDown right before that WrestleMania and what Gunther did to Jimmy. Like, that definitely should have been a main event match. It definitely should have went like, you know how back in the day they used to come out and they'd be like, oh, we're going to give the people what they want. Now this match is a no DQ and this, that, and the third. I feel like it should have been something to that magnitude so that Jay could really lay it in on Gunther and whip that ass. But for John Cena and Cody Rhodes, it wasn't, the hype wasn't there for me at all.
I think Jey Uso is a good way to kick off the show because it's like, what better way than to have him win and kind of have that crowd like this for like the rest of the show. Like, I think that John Cena match, like, I'm glad we walked out after that and there wasn't like a whole show after John Cena wins his 17th world championship.
I mean, I get it. Like, even while Jay won, and I've said this, I was like, it's fitting for him to make Gunther tap because Gunther has put him to sleep and stuff like that or whatever. But I just feel like Gunther tapped too quick.
Way too quick.
Like, the hole wasn't on him long enough for him to tap. Like, it wasn't no build-up anticipation. And then with John Cena and Cody, like, The
Rock honestly ruined that match, in my opinion. Because you kicked it off, and then, like, didn't show up when it really, like, mattered the most. And then you had Travis Scott, who's not a wrestler or anything, milk this whole entrance and this whole interference for it to not even hit. And we still don't understand where The Rock comes into place with this. Like, it's like you might as well have like not been involved.
And he should have been there. And I was just like, like, I think that would probably been the only reason why I would have been mad that I was not at night 2 because I would have never seen The Rock.
Yeah.
But at the same time, coming to find out, like, you wasn't even nowhere near the vicinity from your interview with Pat McAfee. Like, you was nowhere around. There was no money being talked. There was
Rock, just stay home next time. I promise you we'll be fine without you. I promise.
Right. Like, you did all of that.
Like, for it to not matter, and then I don't know. I just didn't like his response.
Me neither. Like, we all know wrestling doesn't work. We know.
Like, I didn't, and I feel like his involvement in WWE depends on how he's doing in Hollywood. You weren't doing too hot. You came back. You was all involved, and now you got this movie coming out that, like, you might be back in Hollywood, might be a thing again, and now you know where to be found, and then you want to, talk about it being a work. It's like, okay, Rocky, next time just stay home. I promise you, John Cena could have turned heel without you. I promise you, we did not need you a part of that. But other than that, I had the pleasure of going to night 2. Night 1, I watched Poolside, which was way more fun than I expected it to be. Especially because it seemed like all the podcasters that weren't at Mania were at Circa. Yeah. Shout out to Black Wrestling. So that was fun. that was fun because that was my second option. I was like, especially if my sister was coming, I was like, if we don't get tickets to Mania, we get in the cabana and we watching poolside, and that was actually a lot of fun. And then the second night, the crowd was like where I was sitting. Well, I shouldn't say sitting, where I was standing. Also find a standing room only. If you got bad seats, walk around the arena real quick. They are like little standing only sections in arenas and stadiums. So I was able to find one like in the 200s, which was cool. But the thing about the crowd in those sections is they're so appreciative to be there. Like I overheard people having conversations like how much money they saved, and how they couldn't believe that they were at WrestleMania. And like as a podcaster who works these WrestleManias, and I've been to a few, you kind of like forget that a little bit, like being upset that we didn't get press, and it's like, yeah, but how many WrestleManias have we been to? Like, how many wrestlers have we had the pleasure of meeting? And it's like, okay, maybe it didn't work out for us this year, but you know what? This is cool. And then a whole bunch of John Cena fans. Some grown man started crying when because he got to see Randy Orton. Like he just like couldn't, but he was just like, I cannot believe that I'm seeing this right now. Like if you told 2005 me, and I was just like,
that's so cute.
It's like really cute. So that was like really, really humbling, and just being able to even have a ticket in the first place. Love you. Was really sweet too. So it was one of those manias where it's like, I gotta remember what's important, and I'm here. I'm in Vegas. This mania, it was each year at this point now is going to be the biggest, but this is the biggest mania, and we got to see like some really cool wins. Like Jey Uso is fucking world champion. Like I got to see John Cena. I got to see Stone Cold. Couldn't tell me.
Popped for you.
Couldn't tell me nothing after that. I heard that glass shatter, and Steve, when your glass shattered, I'm gonna need you to come out immediately, because you was really playing with my emotions, like waiting for him to come out. Because I'm like, is this a joke? Is this Kevin Owens doing some dumb shit? Like you just, when he didn't come out right away, I was just like, oh God, am I hyped?
So here's the thing as to why he didn't come out.
I know he was drunk.
No, he wasn't drunk.
Went in the wrong, according
to his interview, he wasn't drunk. The throttle, or the ATV of the throttle that he was on, it was different from when he's used to riding. So when he like hit the throttle, it just sent him in one direction instead of the other direction. According to him. Who am I to sit here saying that the man's lying? Okay,
stressed out.
I bet. Yeah, I was sitting there waiting until I was
finally came out, and I was just like, oh my God. So I have now seen Stone Cold at 2 different WrestleManias. 3 different times at WrestleMania. I'm gonna count all 3, and 2 was like by surprise, and that's exactly how you want to experience Stone Cold Steve Austin when you don't know.
1 was by surprise. Oh no, this one was by surprise.
Yeah, 2. And I was like, if you're gonna hear the glass shatter,
Stone Cold like 5 times now.
1. Yeah.
Just like I've seen The Rock 5 times,
and 2 was by surprise, and I would literally like give anything to experience that. But yeah, I think this year's WrestleMania, I really enjoyed it. I still need to rewatch it again, like especially the second night with commentary. But I really enjoyed this Mania.
I forgot to mention the next. Night 1 had the most women's matches on it, because I definitely forgot to mention Jade and Naomi.
Oh yes, that was a good one. I wish Naomi won, but it was a good one.
So happy that Naomi changed her music. Like she is going full throttle with this "Proceed with Caution" and the razor blades and stuff. I love it, and we talked to her at Wale Mania for a little bit, and she was just like, yeah, I know I'm the bad guy, right? I'm like, girl, if you don't
can never make me
like, you can never do anything to make me hate you.
Anything, Naomi. I am Team Naomi, no matter who you're going against.
Right. Like,
period.
I mean, I'm torn usually, but girl, if you don't hush,
We love you, girl. That was a good match. I'm glad it's not over. I wish she had like won by like cheating or something.
That would have really upped the hill ante.
That would have been really, really good. But she's still not letting up off
Focus.
Jade. So we'll see what happens. And maybe Bianca will be. I was hoping something happened there, especially if Bianca lost. And bye bye WrestleMania streak, unfortunately.
Yeah, but Bianca also walked away with a broken finger, so
oof.
She's out for a while.
Good for you, girl.
But what pissed me off about WrestleMania, well, number 2 of what pissed me off about WrestleMania, is the fact that we didn't get the Street Profits on the card.
That TLC match on SmackDown was so good. I could have easily been on WrestleMania. I could have did without that New Day match. It was another match I was just like, I don't care.
AJ and Logan.
I was like, no, you could have easily put that banger of a match on, and it was a championship match. So it's like, why did we not do this? And they fucking delivered.
They delivered like it was no tomorrow. Like, I'm like, what? Huh?
Yeah, that could have easily been on Mania.
The prosthetic leg.
Shout out to Montez.
Yo, he's really like, he elevates every time. There's no point where he does not elevate. There's no point where he does not sit here, where he does not prove himself time and time again. He's just the most. Him and Dawkins have grown a lot, and you can see it, and you can see it being displayed in the ring every time they lace up their boots, every time they go into the ring. Like, I had to hit him like, yo, really? Like the prosthetic leg? She was like, what? I was like, girl, you not watching this match? That's why she tweeted and was just like, Montez never ceased to amaze me. Because we were talking. But
she tweeted about her husband.
No, I'm serious. I can show you. Like, she texted me that, and the next thing you know, she tweeted it out. I promise you. I honestly promise you that. I'm taking credit for that one.
Sorry. That's
no,
hilarious.
but yeah, like they're just so amazing. Like that match, I can definitely watch it over and over and over again.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. And I hope this is the last time the Profits are left off of Mania, especially if they're champions. Like, let's figure this out. But
like, let's not play in their face, because we actually went to the Monday it's like us and Netflix go together real bad.
We love you, Netflix.
Yes, because Netflix, because of Wale Mania, and then Monday Night Raw, but we went to the brunch at the Netflix Bites restaurant inside of the MGM Grand Hotel. Like, one thing about Vegas, they're gonna show out.
Yes, very much.
For y'all to have them on the restaurants and casinos, and if I never see a casino again, I'll be okay.
Jeez.
The Netflix Bites brunch was amazing.
That was really
really,
cute.
really good.
Really good food, really good drinks. The service was amazing.
Them burgers, oh my God.
Everybody that we were able to meet there, we made a lot of connections. Shout out to everyone that we connected with in Vegas. Yeah, that was a fantastic event. Shout out to my Cowboy Carter inspired dress, because my denim dress was very, very, very cute.
Mm-hmm.
I went to Vegas like, I don't know what I would wear, and then all my fits was dumb cute.
Your fits were dope. Your fits were really
that gold one. Yes, and I was like, is this too much gold? And I was like, no. I was like, no, it's not. It's not
that
too much
gold
gold.
Was
at
really
all.
Super cute. I love that one.
But I did like that dress on the black carpet. But yeah, I really enjoyed that brunch. Shout out to Chelsea, who always shows so much love.
Mm-hmm.
That's a wrestler that I will never have anything bad to say about. I met her in 2020, and every single time I see her, it is truly all love, and
always
I will never forget that. So that was cool. Yeah, Netflix Bite was cool. Vegas was dope. I went to the largest dispensary in the world, Planet 13, a couple times, and
I wanted to go, but
that was a lot of fun. because it was very, I never been to a dispensary that was like that, like high tech. So like you walk in, first of all, you can't go in without ID. They register you and then they send you like a text message of like, basically they let you walk around. They ask you like, oh, what are you here for? What are you interested in? And then there's someone that can like teach you about everything. And then you get a text message of like which register to go to, and then that person already knows like what you're there for. They ask you like all these questions, make sure you get everything that you need, or that you were looking for. If you have any questions, I was like, oh my god, this is cool. Then they have this cool consumption lounge. Damn, I forgot what the consumption lounge is called. If you've been to Planet 13, please remind me what the consumption lounge is called. So that's cool. So it's like this lounge where you could literally like go and like smoke and like hang out with people. They were doing flash tattoos, and I was this close to getting. I really want a Queen of Hearts tattoo in Vegas. So next time I'm in Vegas, I'm definitely getting a Queen of Hearts tattoo next time. So that was fun, because I'm always just like, anytime me and Brian's traveling, I'm like, I gotta put in the Google machine, like, is there a dispensary? Am I gonna be able to, do what I gotta do? And Vegas, I already knew was gonna be one of those towns. Shout out to Danny and Janelle, who I linked up with there. That was very random and fun.
Wait, Danny was there? I feel like I never see Danny anymore.
Yeah, she was there. They be doing, their own thing, but I knew I could find her at that dispensary. So
Period.
that was super cute. What else did I enjoy in Vegas? Me and Brian went to a really cute pasta restaurant on Monday, which was very, very good. I love me a good pasta. I didn't know that you could literally have like 10 pages of different pastas, but that was cute. Little late moment in Vegas. Also, the Park MGM is gorgeous. Like that was also a highlight of the trip. It was just being in that space, and it was right in the middle of everything. I was next to a Target, a Marshalls, a CVS. Literally everything was like right there. Now the amount of money I spent on Ubers,
yeah, some gotta be disputed. It don't make no
that's
sense.
another story. Definitely could have walked a little bit more, but I did like the location of where everything was. And then Rest and Wine Down did their networking brunch, which was cute, and I was able to finally get me a shirt. Hot Girls Watch Wrestling, and it's a crop, but it's longer than a regular crop, which I appreciate. And I also won the raffle, so I could get some more Wrestling Wind Down merch to
So we
add
could
to
get some
this
more.
never-ending fucking collection. Oh, and we went to the Birdie Bee Speakeasy, which was fun too. And I was able to connect with the woman who reached out to me to be a brand ambassador. It was my first time meeting her. So that was fun as well. And the cocktails were good. I'm like, damn, why couldn't I be here when the Bella Twins was here?
She said they were
but
walking,
I did like
she
that.
said they were constantly like in and out.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess at that time it was just too late.
Yeah,
It
it
was
was
almost
literally at like the end. Like at the end of Mania, I was like, oh shit, I have this. This is my last. It's my last shot. It's my last opportunity, and it was in walking distance. I was like, oh, let me walk over there. Like that. That'll be super cute.
It was really cute.
What else do we do in Vegas?
We relaxed.
Yes,
We had a time to actually like relax and just chill out for a bit. Like we didn't have to worry too much about the hustle and bustle of trying to get to press junkets and things like that. Like we actually relaxed and had a good time. We interviewed Kevin on stage. Like we're besties now, all three of us, all four of us, including his wife. So yes, that was absolutely a dream, something fun. And yeah, that's what we actually did. Like we didn't really do a lot of crazy stuff, which I really enjoyed. And yeah, so Mania 41. It's a wrap on that. Now we have to get ready for SummerSlam because it's coming home.
Cannot wait. We are 94 days away from SummerSlam. in New York, and I'm ready to be home for it. Because last SummerSlam, a bitch was stranded in Cleveland. So this year, I need to make sure I'm home.
You were stranded in Cleveland?
Last SummerSlam.
Why were you stranded in? Oh, yes, you were stranded.
Yeah. It was a storm. It was a storm in New York. And all the flights got canceled for a couple days.
And I wish I would have known because my ass drove there and drove home.
To Cleveland?
Yeah, I drove.
You did drive. You did drive.
Me and Darea, and shout out to Darea. Like, I was talking to her about it, and she was like, "You driving by yourself?" I was like, "Yeah." She was like, when the dates?" She went to work. She took them dates off, and she was like, "You're not driving by yourself," and drove with me. That's how she ended up coming.
An angel. I love her. I wish she could go to everyone.
I already told everybody about SummerSlam this year. I'm like, y'all ain't got no type of excuses or nothing because it's up the block.
And there's so many people that have been seeing everything going on, of course, because wrestling's cool again. And so many people hit me up like, "Oh, we out into SummerSlam." I'm like, okay,
I will shooting in the gym.
I will see you there because we will definitely be there.
Yeah, so be on the lookout because those wrestling girls definitely got some stuff up their sleeves.
Yes.
Although we don't got sleeves on right now, I got enough for the both of us.
No, I got a damn crop top.
Okay, you ain't got you got a long crop. You could just stick it under the top. Got it. Yeah, we definitely have some exciting things that we want to share, but we cannot and will not share right now. But just be on the lookout for what we got going on because SummerSlam is 94 days. By the time we blink, May is right here. Like we are in May already.
Literally tomorrow.
So yeah, stay tuned. Make sure you follow those wrestling girls on every social media platform: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Threads, TikTok. Join our discussion group, subscribe to our Patreon, do everything you need to do to make sure you stay on top of what we got going on. And yeah, let everybody know where they can find you.
You can find me everywhere at Queen3_PR.
And I'm Miss Krista B, MS_KRISTAB_ on Instagram and MS_KRISTAB on Twitter. And on that note, it's your girl Krista B
and Queen PR.
And we're out of here till later. Bye.
Queen PR, Krista B, those wrestling girls, TWG, Black Excellence, making it effortless, podcast bringing up women and wrestling. Let's go.